if y'all don't, y'all better check your watch, your swatch, or your whatever. This is Black Power Media, and it is time to get down right here with the Remix Morning Show. Now, I go by the name of the Ear Doctor. Let me introduce you to your host with the most. He goes by the name of Dr. Jared Ball.
Hey,
That's
if you
it?
got to be by yourself, I love it. That's how I like it. I like it like that. That's
Word.
right on. I appreciate that intro. That
It's all
that
good.
was groovy.
What you in you on your Indiana Jones today? I see.
Yeah. I went back to Kemet. I'm thinking about my anniversary.
Stealing people's artifacts. That's what you doing.
I'm
acting like you the hero.
I'm Killmonger. I'm bringing them back.
Word.
I'm bringing them back. And in fact, I wonder if that would be a fun little Patreon. I'm putting my list together for Patreon. I got a whole bunch of little Patreon ideas coming up for our patrons. Big. I really appreciate that they're supporting it. Maybe this could be a good one too, because I have, speaking of repatriating artifacts, I virtually did that on that great trip years ago where I did propose to my wife on the base of the Great Pyramid. I did also allegedly, maybe without permission, videotape in the Cairo Museum to reclaim some of the Africanity that has been housed there. And if you can still see, because melanin doesn't decay. I could be checked on this, but from my memory, melanin doesn't decay, so you can still see the blackness of the folks. And you can see how they try to relabel and rebrand so they can like de-Africanize Egypt. And so I maybe I'll show some of that. I still got that video. Even got a digital version of it.
Speaking of Patreon, I got a segment today where I'm working on helpful cooking tips. So I'm be some healthy things. You know what I mean? We promote a lot of different things around here. I was like, let me promote some of these healthy cooking I'll be doing so people can learn some recipes and stuff like that. So,
but is any of this infused?
Nah.
Okay.
I ain't get to infusion. I ain't get to there. I'm just the right.
Because I would like some tips on that. I would like to get. There was a show. What was that show that was running for a while? Where they cooked with it and they had a baked some sort of baking show that was based on.
I remember what you're talking about.
Yeah,
cooking with weed or something like
that. Yeah, and I would like to get into more of that. And as things legalize more and more,
that would be good.
I'd like to see. I would like to see more. And there's a sister we met in Seattle. Shout out to Sister Stacy. And she needs to have her own food truck. Her own. That was what I was saying. I was even trying to encourage her as an investment. I was like, I'll invest.
Yeah.
You need a soul food infusion based food truck because her stuff was amazing.
I wish we did. I would love to have a cooking show on BPM. So to all y'all, if y'all know anybody that knows how to cook some healthy meals, I guess healthy meals. I was about to say anything, but nah. Healthy meals, bring them over here. I almost had somebody do that, but they couldn't deal with the consistency of it. The thing about podcasting is the major thing is consistency. Once you're consistent, you good. But also on that tip of Patreon, I was gonna cook some things and throw them over there on Patreon so you can see how to really get it in. So
right, I'm not a big seafood fan, but I
like seafood too.
You like seafood? I'm vegan now anyway, but
crab leg. Me and my daughter with crab legs. Oh my goodness, that's something like how certain things you do with people and it's like nostalgic. That right there, me and her. But I will say this: yesterday we was talking about rooting for vigilante cops. Now we was rooting for thieves, Indiana Jones. Do you realize who we've been rooting for all these whole times? Colonizers. We've been rooting for colonizers this whole time and deceived, thinking that it was all good.
What are you talking about?
Indiana Jones. We was rooting for him to steal from the
you're saying, yeah, right.
I ain't even getting this to do the intro.
I was about to say, you didn't even get the intro.
I mean, not with that shirt. I mean, you see the collar.
Wow.
You just saw the shirt 5 seconds ago.
Bruh, I'm good.
Afro-Cuban what? What's wrong with the shirt?
Nah, he just didn't. You see the
It just means the wrinkles, I guess.
The truffles on the collar.
I know. I hate that too when people do that.
I know. I got it. I hate it too. I'm guilty of it too.
That's all good. But big up to Alex coming through real quick. $10. Tell me y'all saw the Latte Avengers from
who attacked my man
Ben Norton.
My second favorite white man out here.
And he moved to China.
He moved to China?
Yeah, he moved to China. I saw it on. It must be true. I saw it on Twitter or X or whatever.
Well, then it's obvious. Yeah, the obvious.
No. He actually put out a statement that he's moving to China. I think he said he's getting a PhD. Wow, it's crazy. I know. I just saw this, so I know some too much.
You got all the Ben T.
I know. So yeah,
but his stuff is dope. I just saw. I didn't watch it. It's in one of my up next videos. Is something he just dropped about China. But I did. Maybe he's going to talk about it in there. Mm-hmm. Oh no! Don't get it twisted. Quaker anarchist. My favorite white guy is R.M. Brown. I'm very clear on that.
That's the English dude. That's the English.
Nah, it's the white dude. I've been talking about his YouTube channel. My only concern with him is that he as he gets more popular, he seems to be getting dragged more and more towards the Sam Cedar crowd. Oh. When initially he would drop in these little Marxisms and communisms, so I thought we got this little comedic, funny communist dude, and he seems to be getting. But his show is hilarious, so no question. Now, politically, Ben is way better than RM. I'm not ranking these based on politics. This is just what my entertainment. And RM Brown is not yet centrist or liberal enough to make me not like him. So I still enjoy. He's still left enough for me to get in. I get a kick out of his show. It's funny, but Ben is definitely but he's just.
You know who my favorite white guy is? Larry David. People call me a black Larry David all the time.
Oh, no.
Yeah, they do. I mean, I have no filter.
Man.
I have no filter. I say stuff and be like, hey.
Oh, that's true. In terms of knowing you will.
I've
makes any sense or not, you will just say.
And people do stupid stuff. You just gotta call it out sometimes. Like,
well, yeah.
Until Larry David put Michael Richards back on the show. In the context of an exchange with J.B. Smooth playing a Nation of Islam styled character and sort of making a joke of the Richards racist rant, that that's when I stopped watching. So up until that point, Larry David was one of my favorite. I thought Curb Your Enthusiasm crushes everything involved with Seinfeld. It is hilarious. So but once he did, this is my thing though. I know what white people are. I know where they are. Politically, I get it. I just need it suppressed. And when it was Larry David, when it's Larry David in his all white world, that's bars. It's all hilarious.
Yeah.
Once he brought in Vivica Fox and he starts doing the whole New Orleans Katrina thing, I was like, okay, now you're starting to lose me. I don't want the blackness in here. I don't want my blackness in there. Exactly. Vernon philosophy. Leave my other people alone.
What is Vernon philosophy?
My Vernon philosophy of black media avoidance is just that when no oppressed people should look to see themselves in commercial media. We should avoid. My man Vernon and I delivered pizza, and Vernon years ago said, I'm never going to watch another show or movie with black people in it because we always look bad. And then my joke used to be that 20 years later and hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt to get a couple degrees, I ended up with the same conclusion. So it's just, but it is really that. I don't want, I need my people, I need segregation in my media.
See, I like it when comedy goes too far. So I liked all that craziness, whatever.
That's what I'm saying.
It was weird that he married the black woman. It was like, almost married or whatever. But it was funny when JB.
It was funny. All that was funny. And I'm saying it was good until then. But when they brought Michael Richards in and they do the whole, we're going to rehabilitate.
I forgave it.
Yeah,
oh,
I mean, it takes his comedy takes me.
See, now you got me where Diallo was. Can't nobody use the N-word. He can't use the N-word and get away with it. I'm not having it. And when Jerry Seinfeld tried to rehabilitate it, I cut him off. And then Larry David brought him on the show. I was like, I got to cut you off. I got to. I can't.
Richards is a piece of shit. I completely agree. I guess that's just, he's showing loyalty to his boy. That trumps everything. Like when you get deeper into it, of course.
That's it, of course.
His comedy takes me to a time where you had your Al Bundys, your Fred Sanfords that would just say whatever and offend anybody and just.
But it has to be done well. I mean, I agree with you, but it has to be done. And like, like the All in the Family, like classic comedy, 70s, and they did it well. It was just like, okay. I was like, okay.
Yeah, no,
some people don't do it well. And it's just, it just comes like a Howard Stern character, right? So different genre. But when I was 17, 18, I was listening to Howard Stern, and I thought that shit was the most hilarious thing on earth. It's like got more politicized. It's similar. It's like it kept creeping up though. It's just like, oh, that's funny, but
yeah.
Does he mean that?
Exactly.
Why is she laughing so hard at that one? Why does this keep coming up? And then it just like that was like that drip of like, okay, this is not for me. I'm not the audience for this shit.
Now, and then when you see the actual audience and you're like, oh, he's definitely not talking to me.
Yeah.
Like I don't even feel safe around these moments. Like, it's like, this is dangerous. And then, and then in DC, when Howard Stern blew up, they replaced him with the Grease Man. And he was huge. And then he's the one that and it was the same thing as a little kid. I was like, okay, he's funny. He's pushing the envelope. But then it starts, you get a little older, it's like, uh-oh. And then he hit him with the whole, on Dr. King's holiday, he said they should just kill 5 more leaders and we get a whole week off. And that was when I think that ruined his career, but it was also my wake-up call too. It was like, as a little kid, it was like, oh, okay, these cats are like, they're not playing. Like when the mic goes off, they're trying to get the swastikas up and the robes.
They organize it. They actually organize it in their own way.
So I was like, okay, that was one of my early wake-up calls. I was like, yeah. But Larry David, that New York Jew comedy, I love it. I'm not going to front. I have a bias for that. There's a style particular to New York Jews that is funny to me. But I can't have that integration like that. I can't have. And then when you start making
Woody Allen decided to sleep with his stepdaughter, because I was just like, all that shit beforehand was just funny as fuck. I used to love Woody Allen. I thought that kind of like that dry New York Jewish humor. Even like no black people in it whatsoever. This was his world. I wasn't mad at it. I was like, that's your world.
That's what I'm saying.
You don't encounter no black people in your world. It's not.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want the fake. We got a fake black friend that sits in the corner with us. I don't want no. No, you don't.
Looking
you
like
don't
Benson.
Exactly. Like y'all don't have black friends.
Benson, exactly. Just a step away.
You got the black people at work that you talk to at the water cooler. That might be it. But don't front and leave it there. And I don't even want to see that in the show. But then when they did the whole thing and then they really leaned into it with Michael Richards. That was the thing too. It was like they not only had him on, but they leaned into it and made it a whole joke. And then I saw later in an interview, JB Smoove was even jokingly talking about it. And I should find the clip because he exposed his point, because he said something to the fact like we all got to have our white man in the industry. Like all black comedians and actors, you got to have your white benefactor basically. And Larry is mine. And he was like, I'm not messing it up. So I was like, wow. But that was like,
Armstrong once said, like somebody, I'm not gonna remember the quote completely, but it was like, how do you make it in the business? He said, you get yourself a good white man or a white man who whatever. Like, and that was Louis Armstrong.
Dr. Dre did it.
Holds true.
Dre did the reverse. He paid him back and brought us
paid it forward.
And has been punishing us with Eminem ever since. Dre, that's the worst thing Dre ever did. I will never forgive him. And then Puffy co-signing Bieber. Like
T.I. with Iggy Azalea.
Yeah, I made a lot of money off of that just for like whatever. until she got, because she just had some downfall because she tried to get too black or something, right? She did something.
Who's this?
This is like some female rapper, white rapper. No, she got big all of a sudden. Boom.
Yeah.
And then like either there was Scott. You may know better than I, doctor, but like she got busted for something.
I forget,
and he got some pushback, of course, but he didn't get, because she made, like, you know, that it was almost like an Eminem phenomenon in terms of that shit. He was making dough. And I do believe his contract was sort of like, I get 30% of this, 60% of that, 40% of that. Basically, like he made her kind of thing.
Yeah.
Zenzabel, I'm with you. All I'm saying is I'm saying Bieber is the worst thing he's done. I'm saying worse than getting Pac and Biggie killed. Worse than the tramplings at Howard University. Worse than the whole stealing Ron G's mixtape style and giving us all the R&B blends. Worse than everything is Bieber.
I like Bieber.
Worse than the Locks contract. He's worse than the Locks contract.
Oh, wow.
But wait a minute. He didn't bring Bieber out, did he? He wasn't the one who, he gave him, like,
my memory is that he was one of the black co-signers early on. I don't really know. I just like blaming him for that. Maybe it was Usher.
Yeah.
Maybe it was. I just like
fuck Diddy today.
Yeah, fuck Diddy.
Fuck him every day.
Here's a positive comment finally in the section. Ear Doctor, Dr. Ball,
finally,
and everybody. Good morning. Yeah.
Come on now, the chat's nicer than that, Ear Doctor. There's some nice comments in the chat.
We gotta look for him.
He said scrolling.
I'm looking for some positivity
There's one
this morning. You know what I'm saying? Well, it's the Beige Brigade today, y'all. So we gonna bring it to y'all like we do, and let's go ahead and get to our first break, and then we're gonna come back maybe with some news, because you know how we do. We might hit y'all with some news.
We got news.
All right, let's do it then. Right here on the Remix Morning Show. Baby! Yeah. What's good, everybody? Welcome out once again to the Remix Morning Show. I go by the name of the Ear Doctor. Hey, there's a like button down there. You see it? Hit it. All right, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit another button. It's called subscribe. Hit that button so you can know and get the notifications and know what's going down. And go to patreon.com so you can see Black Power Media over there and get them bits and pieces that we about to sprinkle over there for y'all. And become a member while you over there too. All right, so where we going today? Listen, let's go to a place. Let me see. Where are we going to go? All right, let's do this. Let's take you to a place known as Jamaica. Let's talk about a certain artist who goes by the name of Luciano. Y'all want to do that? Let's do that. Let's do it like this. So, Luciano, let me tell you about him. Coming straight from Jamaica. Yes. Sweep over my soul. As you don't know, now you do. All right. Right now, he's around 58 years old. Like I said, he coming straight from Jamaica. He was raised with parents that was really into religion. And you can actually see it in a lot of his music. He first started working with Freddie McGregor, Sly and Robbie. He had a bunch of singles, a bunch of hits. He went by the name of Stepper John for a while. Then he came out and did his thing, did stuff with Tony Rebel, Garnet Silk. Was known for helping to put out people like Capleton, Coco T, Sizzler, Mikey General, and all the different hardcore acts where you look at some consciousness to it. He's got some Grammy Awards, nominated for Best Reggae Album in 2002. Even when Michael Jackson passed, he did a whole reggae tribute album to him. He's very big in Rastafarianism. Like I said, he doesn't deal with the slackness. So a lot of his music is always promoting, Jah, Rastafarianism and stuff like that. So when it is good, it's always some good positive music and really a lot of good singing. Like you could actually call him one of the crooners in reggae who could really get that singing on. And he's big in promoting ganja, marijuana. He says he's not fighting for the discrimination of ganja because it never was a criminal thing. So big up to Luciano. In case you don't know, this guy has over 25 albums, which started back in 1993. His last album was in 2020 called The Answer. He even has a live album. You should go check that out. But like I said, he got nominated twice, Grammy Awards for Best Reggae Album. That is no other than Luciano. So check him out if you can. With that said, let's get back to the Remix Morning Crew. Yeah. I hear a voice is calling from... Yeah.
Shout out to him. Shout out to you for that. And I was just at the dispensary the other day and had a conversation with a guy my age who along those same lines. And he said he was happy because he was excited to see that we're now able to get amounts at larger amounts at one time. So I was cashing in all these points I had earned, and I got this nice oof. And he was saying, man, remember all that we used to have to go through to do this? And I remember, and I said something like, you know what? I think they owe us. I think the state owes reparations in addition to black people and everybody else, to all of the people who suffered criminal charges over this drug or this medicine. Because now I get medical preference. Like in Maryland, everybody gets to smoke now, and it's legal. But us medicinal folks get privileged, service. And I'm sitting there saying now I get all this privileged service, all this, I got points I'm earning. I'm in this joint getting, legal, I'm like, why all those years we used to have to get chased and sneak and sometimes get arrested and harassed over the same ish. And I was like, man, I think they owe us. I think there should be like a holiday. It should be like
is it with
420
a jubilee? Yeah. That's not what but like a debt jubilee. That's what I was thinking. Like so every 420 they should be like you could pick a debt of your choice to cancel. So every April 20th is like pick a debt and it gets wiped off because we owe you. For how much money they must have made in those legal fees and arrests and bail.
There's still people locked up. There's still folks locked up.
Still people locked up off of that stuff. They got you too, huh?
Oh yeah, it was a traffic stop. They did it right off the highway exit. I was like in college. I was like 18 or something like that. It's right off the exit, coming from a party. In there, they pulled me over. Well, I ain't had my registration and tag was expired. So one of the reasons.
That too.
So that was one of the reasons they was like, hey, let's check some more and see what's going on. Little pipe fell out of my the little visor when they was checking. I was, you in the back seat.
You're like,
you in the back seat looking like, please don't pull the visor down. Please don't put it. God damn.
That's number one spot. That's like the first spot.
Yeah. Hey, I was young and dumb. You know what I'm saying? They pulled that visor down, and here I went. First time going to jail. Yep. Oh, did I say first? Never mind.
Yeah.
Not your last, though.
Not your last. Yeah. Nobody from Jersey gets away from gets a clean record. You can't grow.
But that was out here though, right? That was in Atlanta.
That was here.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
No, they where the place I stay now, Jonesboro. Yeah, they don't play, man. Straight off the exit.
Shocked they didn't shut down that whole pizza operation though.
Wow. My pizza operation was legit, buddy.
No, I know. Y'all did it nice. Y'all did it up nice. The stories. Y'all did it up nice.
Yo, it was crazy. So I was like, yo, how y'all was, my man's had a Benz. He had a brand new Benz. And we was
making pizza?
Delivering pizzas in the Benz. So, wow.
All right. Only pizza. It was only pizza.
Of course.
That's not a dead giveaway at all.
Nah, not at all. In the projects, too.
In the projects.
Listen.
Blinged out, dripped out, delivering pizza. Making his one delivery a night to get his job on the books.
It was great, man. We hired crackheads. We hired kids in the community. Oh yeah, you got to get a crackhead. See, when you hire a crackhead, they let you know all the stuff that's going around in the community because they got an ear. We had a crackhead called Haircut.
Crackhead wired service.
Yeah, my man Haircut and Slim, two crackheads. Slim died, But haircut, he was that dude, man. He came and mopped the floor, cleaned and everything. And then the 2 kids in the projects, man, hired college students, other people. It was a beautiful thing, man. Beautiful time. Beautiful.
How long it lasted for? How long?
3 years.
3 years?
3 years, yeah. And then they knocked down all the projects, knocked down the dorms and gentrification. You know.
Speaking of dorms, we got some news on some universities around here.
All right, I'll let y'all get to it.
Slap that map.
Damn.
Welcome back, everybody. Remix Morning Show, Black Power Media, Kamal Franklin, Jared Ball, the ear doctor. Sister May has laced us nicely with the run sheet.
You say May, do you mean Kim?
I meant Kim. I meant Erica.
Erica.
Man,
Erica,
my bad.
Yeah.
Oof.
You took us back a couple of years.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Greetings. Yeah, I don't know where did that actually come from?
I think you said it yesterday too, and I was
Did I say May yesterday too?
Yeah. Because I was like, wait a minute, it's not May. It's,
I must have gotten stuck back in. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, May still working with the channel. Shout out to May. Shout out to Kim. Shout out. But Erica, laced us. And we can start there because for the first time in its history, Morgan State has canceled all of its homecoming events, classes as search continues for the shooter. Morgan State has canceled all homecoming activities, events, and classes for the week following a mass shooting Tuesday night that shook the campus. University President Dr. David Wilson sent out a letter saying safety concerns were the reason the activities were canceled. Quote, today we unfortunately find ourselves navigating this tragic event during a time at which we should be celebrating our national treasure during homecoming, Dr. Wilson said. Please understand that the safety of our campus is of the utmost importance, and our resolve in ensuring that we have a secure campus is paramount. This is the first time in school history that all homecoming events have been canceled. So,
I did see some videos the other day of the cops busting in dorm rooms.
I did too, and was looking. I thought I had put the link somewhere. I'll go find it. I thought I had the link, but yeah, we played the clip yesterday of that Geechee had put together for his Instagram, showing local news encouraging student interviewees to welcome the police presence. And one of the initial responses the students said was, it's not something to the effect of the discomfort she felt at seeing tactical, geared, camouflaged police officers running through the campus. And then sure enough, we see some of the footage coming around. I'll have to find it in a few minutes, but of police coming in, guns drawn, hands up, flashlights in the faces of students in their dorm rooms.
Mm-hmm. And it was scary looking because it's all these black kids and these white cops popping in, and I saw one video where this girl just screamed out. She was just sitting down. So like that, and that's the level about what's happening now, and that's going to be how they do it. Yeah, but so far there's no new information on cause, potentially who. There's I know whomever the person and or people are still quote unquote at large. So there's no update on reasons as to what led to this. So
as far as I'm aware, the latest is that and this is one of the reasons why campus was shut down, because they these events canceled because they didn't catch anybody. They don't know who did it, and they haven't caught anybody. So part of it was the idea is that if they're still out here, and this is and just a trigger warning, I guess I'll offer to folks in advance of playing this clip, just in case. But you can see here.
I'm gonna call you back. I'm gonna call you back. If you walk right by me, hands. You right there in the white beard, line, right in front of me. Walk right by me that way. Please. Show me your hands. I'm gonna call you that. I'm gonna call you back.
So I mean, that's. So I get it. The idea is if you have an active shooter running through a building, or that's the alleged story, that okay. So I'll admit I don't know exactly what the best method is for addressing it. So I'll start there, but I just feel like there should be a better way, or there is another way.
I feel like I feel like
why can't you just evacuate everybody?
Exactly.
Starting with that.
Exactly what I was going to say. Why not start with an evacuation call? Have people come out. They still might have to go through some search of people will come out with hands up and they're being let out. But that is completely different from individually busting in rooms and doing that, right? Because that leads to you're entering dorm rooms. It's nighttime. You saw a cat was on his phone. You know how quick they are to say to somebody like a phone is a gun kind of
You
thing.
said that. I thought of Amadou Diallo immediately.
Yeah, exactly. So they're quick with that. So, and I agree with you. Like, there's going to be some evacuation. There's going to have to be searching. People got shot. So I'm not even complaining about that, but it's the method and the means, which I don't think would happen on a predominantly white campus. I do think there would be an evacuation first. There would be all of this, blankets, moving people to trauma centers, people on video.
Laugh at that.
Yeah, now, you know the scenario. You know
counselors outside,
counselors
waiting,
outside on the spot.
Yeah,
and only then when they hear that they start going through or searching and all that kind of stuff. So I think that kind of thing. I think those kind of differences would be stark in terms of the kinds of video that we would see after a shooting on a predominantly white campus, whatever like that. But again, I agree. There's going to be searching. There's going to be a look because people got shot and someone's running around with shooting at people. So there's going to be that kind of thing is going to happen. But there's ways in which they do it that particularly are used for like not only Black students, of course, but it's almost like for them, they're going up into the project or something. They're going to a place where there's a whole bunch of Black folks. So we gotta be, and
of course,
even though in all these mass shootings, predominantly they're always white guys, they're still.
And so that's the thing there's just so much I don't know about what's going on. Now, what I do know, what I unfortunately can share and say with confidence is that there are students reporting traumatic effects. As I said, one of my students said that she had to go to the hospital for an ankle injury that she incurred running away. The other night, another student has reached out saying that they are suffering trauma. I'll just leave it at that. So, and then I do, I've also been in touch with some colleagues who are more professionally situated in terms of counseling and psychotherapy. I just feel bad. I don't know what to do. So other than just letting students know that I'm here if they need anything. I'm incredibly flexible with deadlines, et cetera, and so forth.
I can't get here. Go ahead and finish up.
Well, I just get stuck because I hate to say this, but I do know that, there's always going to be somebody probably like I would have been at some point in my own student career who would be like, oh, I'm going to run with this. I'm going to be late with everything. I'm not turning in anything. Where's your homework, Jared? I'm,
Although I was in Tennessee that weekend.
Although I was at a party and I don't care and I didn't hear anything and I wasn't around and I'm perfectly fine. I know that's going to happen, but in general, I've just, I'm accepting everybody. But that aside, I also do know that there will be people who will deny having any effect or that this has had any impact on them, and that's not true, consciously or not. There's just, I don't believe, even with the joke I'm making about what I would have probably been doing, underneath all of that is still the reality of maybe this is the way that they're dealing with the traumatic the idea that a campus like this isn't safe, or that even in a dorm room, in a dorm, there's people getting shot at. Like, I mean, I could see the internal mechanism switching and saying, unconsciously, you know what, I'm out. So this is going to get turned into a joke, and this is going to get turned into me not doing my work, and me playing it off and acting cool. But internally, I'm not good. And so now, and then I'll just stop here by saying, going even to the previous point about the police, if the police institutionally were not here to do what they're institutionally here to do, if the university were not situated to do what it's here to do, I think that there would the response in each case could be much better, and there could be many more solutions offered. But at the end of the day, university got to keep that money coming in. The police got to keep policing, and I think what will get left out of that is the mental health of the students, among other things.
Again, I just, and I can't leave it alone that this is the society that we live in, right? Like, not, people get shot in Walmarts, the kids get shot at school, whether from elementary all the way up to college, right? It's like there's no distinction around who is vulnerable when, again, you have such a sick society, ideologically speaking, and access to weaponry at a moment's notice, right? So there is no getting over it, because no one wants to do or is going to do anything that is meaningful to try to make sure it doesn't happen, or it's not going to happen in the future. So it's almost like it's patchwork, right? It's triage. It's like, I hope you don't experience this again, but that you can 5 days later go to the store and boom, something else happens or whatever, whether or not it's mass, whether or not it's just individual behavior that leads to something. Is so much that people have to deal with, because at a moment's notice, for the most mundane reason, like something like this could happen. Like, obviously the statistics are that it's not like, so I don't want to project like every 5 seconds this is happening, but there is no other society on earth where this level of violence in this way is taking place, and to the point where it's become part of regular activity, the same way, same way but different, because this has had results, right? With people, my mom would tell me stories about that age where they would have to do the under the desk kind of nuclear thing, right? But of course, there was never no nuclear, at least here in the United States, right? So they, Japan, but here, this has caused actually, the count is probably in the thousands, right? Of people who have died because of mass shootings or indiscriminate shootings, which again, people blame everything but the fact that there is the source of millions of weapons that are at your disposal at a moment's notice that you can just pick up, and you're mad because you're mad, or you feel disrespected, or you got into an argument, and so yeah, it's a crazy society we live in, and counseling is good, but no amount of counseling is going to stop the fact that this is the way this society works and has worked for a long time in various ways.
So then the other thing that personally was that, so I decided yesterday. So for instance, yesterday I didn't tell my children that this had happened. I just at Morgan, I just figured, at least for now, I don't want to add this, especially on the way to school. I don't want them thinking about a school shooting. But also just that they have to think about it enough as it is. They have trainings, whatever, at their schools. There's discussions. There's police there at the school. There's all this stuff. And but when I picked them up at the end of the day, one of my daughters said, "So what happened at Morgan?" And I said, "What do you?" And she said, because one of her teachers has a son there, and was terrified, and was sharing with all of her students about how she feared for her own son. And I was like, I don't know if that was the best place to handle this discussion. Like, why? But then I told her, and then she asked me, so are you worried about going to work? And are you worried? And I told her, I said, at least what I think is the truth is that honestly, I don't like to pre-worry. And to your point, there's only so much you can do. I'm always aware where exits are. I do keep my eyes open to a certain extent, just in general. But at the end of the day, I said to her, I said, there's only so much you can do. We can't not leave the house if that's really the only solution. And at any point, unfortunately, this could happen. So the odds are it won't. So I'd still rest on that. And then I try not to pre-worry and go through the day. I agree with that.
I mean, my kid, like I think last school year, there was kids just drove by, and I think they did it twice or whatever, and shouted out, "I'm gonna come back and shoot up this place." But there was one incident of that, and then there was another incident where the police were chasing somebody, and they said they came through the school grounds or whatever. And this is an elementary to, I guess here they call them middle school, the junior high age school, whatever. And so I remember particularly the one with the because you got the calls about potential shooting incident, and they were described as like potentially someone threatening the school or whatever. My instinct was I went and got what I got in my closet, and I went to the school. You know what I mean? Like I just was like, I feel it's not like I don't use it on a regular. You know what I mean? Like I'm not like your man like Kalanji or like that. I'm not practicing every day or every night or whatever. I might be fumbling, whatever. But my instinct was, oh hell no. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna go and I'm grabbing this first because I'm getting my kids, right? And so, and it turned out, it was just that kind of thing where somebody said something stupid or kids were being stupid, but then they shut the school down for a day. In fact, I think it was like during the last couple of days of the term. So it had to be in like May. And so they ended the school like 2 days early because of the incident. And then when they started school back up this year, the first couple of days they had this cop car out there or whatever like that, which didn't make me feel safe. It's just more like, what's the police presence here kind of thing. But I get it because this is what the society turns to. It does.
Yep.
And again, they have no other solution. It's like guns, and again, including myself. If guns beget more guns in the sense of like, oh, like something's going on, I'm not going there without being ready for something.
It's really funny you say. I've thought about that in context of what would happen if we got the same call about the school. So I'm smiling because I think I would have done the same thing. And in this not school related, but not too long ago, there was this rumor that an event I was going to might have some hostilities. And to your point, I was I had overdone it. Like it was overdone. My preparation was it was overdone. But yeah, I'm like you said, it may not look pretty. It ain't gonna be some fly John Wick. But let me tell you.
Well, it was like, I was like
what did Biggie say? Stay low and keep firing. It ain't no John Wick, but it's gonna be something. Like I was like, but I was laughing on the way back after the event.
Exactly.
I was laughing. I was like, dang, what did you think you were ready for? Like I was ready for. I was overdone. It was too much. Just real quick, Latif says that I mix what I like. I disagree. Me and mine are having that discussion the next day. Yes, be uncomfortable in class. Stay panning during school hours. Like we go through a list. Threat is always there. So I hear you. And everybody teach their own. We have the discussions all the time about safety. What I was saying was, so in terms of including school safety, I just didn't want to add this to it. So we've already had the discussion about, we always have discussions about scenario safety. The schools have discussions about scenarios and safety. One of the first things is since they've been conscious, I've always been big on know where your exits are. Every room you walk in, find every way out, and hopefully you got more than one. Like that's always my thing. Like restaurants, movie theaters, people's houses. I'm just like, where's the out? Just in case I need to know. So we have that discussion all the time,
because it's like that's how we got to live, right? So that's why it's such a sick society. And I'm not Mr. Mr. Security conscious, even in my organizing. There's other folks who are more into that than I am, but every now and then, so like I know there's some basics or whatever. I'm not one of those. I'm not one of those folks though who think every situation I want, like if I only had this, it would have went down like this. When I see something else happen to somebody else, whatever, like you see the videos and people are like, oh, they did this, then they would have stopped that. It's like, you lying, stop lying. It's like don't happen like that in real life. So
the favorite story I got told at a relative's party was an in-laws party was that someone from MS-13, one of these incredibly scary gangs, bust in their house one day during Sunday afternoon football. He was like, it's 1:00 on a Sunday afternoon. I'm about to watch the game. And this dude who thought he mistook him as being someone else that this guy thought was having an affair with his wife. And that was the whole point. He busts in with a chainsaw.
Damn.
And the part of the story that I remember even more than that is that the guy telling the story said, because the point was, because it was a discussion about guns and the efficacy and the value. And he said, in the heat of the moment, first of all, he didn't think he was cut off from getting to where his gun was, but he said, but at one point he had been backed against the wall where he had a katana sword hanging ceremonially on the wall. He said, I didn't even think about it. He said, you're so focused and terrified in the adrenaline. He was like, I didn't even. And then he said, eventually the guy just made him recognize that it wasn't the guy he was looking for. He just walked out. He just walked out.
My bad.
1 minute he's got the chainsaw running in the living room.
Then he took.
Oh, my bad, it's not you. I can't even. It doesn't even. I can't even compute that. But I do think about that all the time. So to your point, it's like, yeah, what would you go do?
Yeah.
What was you going to do?
I remember I heard somebody like when I'm going to forget the brother's first name. I think it's not Ahmed Arbery. In Arbery here in
Ahmaud Arbery, yeah.
Ahmaud Arbery was killed. I heard people saying things like, "Oh, if he had training, he could have done." It's like training. This brother was jogging with headphones. He was just going about his business, and people rolled up on him. What's you know what I mean? So I think preparation is good, obviously, and it may help you kick into Rambo mode or safety mode when the right time comes. Of course, that's a possibility, but to act like training in and of itself is a replacement for understanding the sickness in which we live in, and so therefore why we organize and involved in activity to try to do something different. It's just that. It's so random and so much like it's not going to solve every problem because you can duck and roll. But
no, and at the end of the day, I mean, at one point, we were even talking about that in the same conversation the other day with when my daughter was asking yesterday, are you worried? And I said again, I was saying at the end of the day, there's only so much you can do, and in certain circumstances, the reality is people are going to lose. So, and I think, I said, and she was asking about, long story short, we got into other aspects of the discussion, but we were talking about fighting at one point. And I said, yeah, I did. I tried to learn a couple things and, could at one point hold my own here and there. But for instance, when I got jumped, I was like, it's not a movie. It's 5-on-1. I lost. Like it's not, I'm not, so at a certain point, now, do I worry about getting jumped every time I leave the house? No, But the reality is, maybe there's certain things I could have done that night to avoid the situation, and I, in fact, consciously walked into a situation because my ego and my arrogance and my temper and everything else. But the point is, at a certain point, you're gonna lose. So if I try not to, I don't know exactly what to do, but that's just where we are. We're doing. Now, I know Ear Doctor, real quick, before Ear Doc, can I squeeze something in real quick? Because I did want to, yesterday I showed the video from Wag the Dog, I think that was yesterday, where I exposed who I am, who my real inner person is. So I just wanted to share another example, because I got to get the credit. So I not only recorded this, but I took time to edit this whole little joint here, because what you see here is my youngest daughter doing exactly what her father coached her to do and scoring a goal in her most recent game. And so I had to put the text there. Where I said, you got to, when you're playing striker, you got to make your runs and be in the middle, be in the box ready to get the cross. Whether they make the cross or not, you got to make the run. So I show her, she makes a 20. What you see is she makes a 20-yard run to get to the box first, to get the cross and score.
So do that again. Roll that again. I don't even know what it is.
So what I'm showing here is that her teammate gets the ball here. Marley is here at the 20-yard line.
Okay.
So the ball gets played out wide, and then Marley has to make a 20, 25-yard sprint without the ball to be in position. And I said, that's the work you have to do.
Before you start it. So what color uniform are they in?
Oh, I'm sorry. Dark. She's in
I thought it was
I didn't realize. Yeah, I just want to make
I'm sorry. They're in the black uniforms.
Okay.
So her teammate is here with the cursor. Yeah. She just got the ball. Marley is here.
Got it.
Oh, okay.
At the 25-yard line. And then she's going to make, the ball's going to come out wide, but she's going to make a run down the middle. You see the ball went out wide, and then she's running there. And she gets down in front of she beats this defender.
Yeah.
She gets in front of that just like her father coached her. Now this dude is the official coach. He's the official coach, but he had nothing to do with this. This is all me. He had nothing to do with it. He's ceremony. He's a figurehead right here. I did that. Boom.
Yeah.
Now and then she gets her goal, and her 8th goal in I think it's 4 games already this season.
Is she the star of the team?
She is, and now again we gotta be clear. It is JV. She's in 10th grade. This is JV. Okay. I had hoped she would start coming out making varsity. She missed her 1 year because of COVID, another because of a knee injury. So I was hoping, but here she is, no, I'm sorry. Yeah. No, she missed the first year because of a knee injury. Now she's back, and then she's and but the mid-year break is coming, and the expectation is she's going to get that varsity invitation because clearly, because when she's not scoring, they got to put her in the center midfield, or because she's good on the ball, her vision, she's got the whole game, and then even the other night they put her back on defense because the team that they were playing was killing our defense, so they put her back at center back, 0 goals, dominant. So it's like, come on, I mean, it's like it.
But that's all you training wise. Yeah. You get the coach any credit.
No. These coaches there's certain things, of course, that they have done to help along the way, but those particular and that move right there, and a couple other ones that have led to this flourishing comeback.
Hey,
it's
ladies,
and then she goes and beats on piano, and then she goes and gets straight A's,
nice.
And then she's just this beautiful, shining personality. Everybody bubbly, loves her. Can't nobody. I mean, it is just.
Ladies and gents and all in between, this right here is a proud dad.
Can I get the?
Who takes credit? Who deserves credit?
I'm trying to make the things.
Trying to make the balloons and
the balloons and the. I don't know how I did all of that.
I don't know if they coming in the
They're not coming in today.
Deserves credit.
I want the credit.
Yo, that's what I'm talking about. And I had a conversation with my daughter yesterday, and she was like, yeah, she might want to play volleyball, soccer. But she was like, I don't want to be a professional. I don't want to be hurt and sore when I'm older. I was like, okay. Because she's in theater. So she's like, I'll probably stick with theater and stuff like that.
That's my other daughter. She doesn't do she's like, I'll sweat on stage, but I'm not doing all that field and all that. The bugs and the sun.
Mine faked the injury for a month. So then you have to run again. I was like, you are surely an actress. Yes, let's keep that theater thing going.
My ankle pops. My ankle.
I told y'all, the limp. She gave the limp. We had to get crutches for her. She played along. That's like, oh God. And after she made the one mistake, she was getting ready to take a bath, and then she was like taking her pants down, like, you got to stop to take your jeans. She did all that real quick. I was like, look at this.
Look at this.
5 seconds later, coming out the back.
Kamal, I can't wait till your daughter gets older so you got conversations like me and Jared do with our daughters right now. Because I don't know if Jared does, but we was talking about God yesterday. We was talking about
I talk about God now with my daughter.
Incest.
Yeah, about it don't exist. So what is the next conversation?
What did you say? The next word you said?
Incest?
No.
Yeah, you ain't get there yet. No, because she was telling me about two twins that's like at school that's dealing with like possible incest. And then it went to talking about Adam and Eve. It was like, shit, well, that means that we are brothers and sisters. So it went from there to talking about God.
But hold up. Something is happening that needs to be dealt with right now, immediately, for real. The other thing never happened, is not real, and shouldn't be part of the same conversation.
No. No, what I'm saying is, yeah, she was like, well, incest, well, shit, that's like Adam and Eve. It's like they're all brothers and sisters.
That's my point.
Kids.
No, it's not. Adam and Eve ain't real. This other stuff is happening and traumatic.
See, you're missing it. You're missing it. Let me do a Jared Ball. You're not getting the point that I'm trying to say. You keep interrupting me while I'm trying to get my point. Do you see what I'm trying to say? Can I? Hey, she gets her acting skills from me.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But on your point, just for my on your point,
your
doctor. Mm-hmm. Adam and Eve though weren't brother and sister. Or are you saying because derived from the same rib?
Well, the fact that
their kids would have had to have.
The kids would have.
Like we can't have gotten this far from those same. Without.
Well, I don't even know how we got, because we only know that Cain one of them killed the other brother, and there was only one left.
And don't forget, according to the stories, it all happened again, because they all get wiped out. God starts over with Noah, and they got to do the same thing again. Well, how did that happen? Who was?
Well, at least Noah, wait a minute. Does the Bible continue going on and saying that there were some daughters born?
No, remember after humanity gets wiped out with the flood.
No. Before you go there, before the flood. Yeah. At this part, I don't know about. I know there was Cain and Abel.
Yeah.
One killed one. Somebody killed somebody. So there's one brother left. Did they have other kids later?
If you go back and look at it, this is why it don't make no sense. Because they try to talk about Cain and Abel, but then they talk about when Cain kills Abel, they make reference to other people that are already in existence. So there's no real, I'm
just reading the story.
The story has holes.
There's no real has holes. There's no real explanation.
The narrative has
because they all stole it from this. They're all copying from there they go. There go my thumbs. They're stealing from this and recreating something out of this, not knowing what this is. Mm-hmm. And then then Noah the flood comes, they wipe them out. Then Noah gets on the boat with his wife and his kids.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get a whole new humanity.
And animals.
That's gross. So I'm just saying, it's gross.
And my daughter was like, so you mean to tell me it was around the 1800s and God sitting out here looking at the earth like, slavery's all right. I mean, I'm just allowed us to go on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, according to
I was like, this girl is a genius. And I was like, hey, you got some points there. So it was a great conversation, man. Never sleep on these youth, man. They got some good brains in them.
That's true.
All right.
Everything from news to parenting here at the Remix.
That's right. So let's go ahead and take a quick break right here on New Other Than the Remix Morning Show. Let's go. Yeah. What's up, everybody? Welcome out to the Remix Morning Show. I go by the name of the Ear Doctor, and please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, and all them buttons around here so you can know what's going on and be in the know. All right. What I want to talk about today is, being healthy. As you hear in the background, that dead prayers, be healthy, y'all. So certain things we want to talk about here on Black Power Media, and I feel it's necessary if we're trying to get to a certain place of liberation. And part of liberation is also in what you eat. So with that said, I wanted to talk about a pretty good vegetable, which is known as Brussels sprouts. Now, Brussels sprouts. The thing about Brussels sprouts is they are actually real good for you. They're high in fiber, vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and they also add healthy benefits, including decreasing inflammation and improving your immune system, And if you're trying to lose weight, it's real good for natural weight loss because of the fiber and protein and the low fat and calories. Perfect vegetable for that. So with that said, certain people don't like it because it's cooked wrong and it's not made right. So you don't really get the right taste and the right seasoning. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to show y'all a certain way how to prepare this when you're cooking it right. So check this out.
What I'm doing is, this is how I make my Brussels sprouts. I cut them 4 quick cuts like this. All right, boom. 1, cut that booty off right there. 2, cut it straight down the middle. And then 3, 4. And then they look like this. And the flavor gets all inside of them instead of them getting all soggy. And then that way, you know, it be all soggy and the flavor don't get on the inside of them. So you cut them like this. Be like little cabbages. And they come out great. Then you throw them in a bowl. You know what I mean? Yeah. Throw them in a bowl like that. And then you put your seasonings. Then you add your seasonings. Once you get your seasonings in there, you good. You know what I'm saying? And you throw them right in the pot.
There it is. That's how you do it. And you want to know how it came out? Next week, it will be on Patreon so you can check out how it came out and how to do it right. All right, that's a little health tip and cooking tip right here from the Ear Doctor. With that said, let's go ahead and get back to the Remix Morning Crew because I know they got stuff to say. All right, let's go.
Yeah, in fact, I got a clip. I got another exclusive clip from your show. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
You gonna put it up now, or?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up right here.
Not a fan of Brussels sprouts, y'all?
No, this is what your show is really. This is your cooking show right here. This is your cooking show right here.
And the feeling was so nice.
It's gonna get there in a second. This is it though.
I hope so.
There's a lady I know.
This is the remix.
If I didn't know her, she'd be the lady.
It's taking.
Is it getting there?
It is gonna get there. Here we go.
Chopping broccoli.
She chopping broccoli. She chopping broccoli. She chopping broccoli. She chopping broccoli.
All right.
I did. All right. Okay. No, I think that's dope, and it was well shot.
Thank you.
The segment looked good, sounded good. You got the overhead cam on the thing. Look real professional.
I'm working, and I did that with the phone, so I'm gonna use my other camera and get it looking real right and everything and tight. But yeah, we're gonna get it.
And I like that you add your seasons all the time.
Yeah.
Adding your seasons, summer, winter, spring, fall seasons.
Yeah, you see my seasonings.
The season
is with a Z.
And what were those things called? The anti what's?
Antioxidants. What? How you say that right, Neil?
I don't know. It sounds funny. I was like, who are the antioxidants? I was like, is this an alien group or is this like we getting invaded by the antioxidants? Like, who is that?
Hey, I bet y'all food gonna come out tasting real good though. Once I show y'all the season.
I'm saying.
I believe. What time you cook for me, son? Remember, we have breakfast.
Let's pause on that and stop.
You did cook for me. Didn't you cook for me?
I cooked and you came around. Let's stop playing. All right.
All I heard was Ear Doctor made Kamal breakfast.
He did. He did. He made me breakfast.
I made breakfast, and this dude and they came to the house. And I was like, oh, yo, what you got there?
What's the problem that you made me breakfast though? I don't understand.
Bro, that's totally don't sound right. And
that's totally right. You made me breakfast.
That's a Cameron and Mace pause right there.
We hung out the night before.
So they spent the night together, and then he made breakfast. What's the problem?
And we have breakfast.
The disrespect right here.
What is that disrespectful?
I don't understand.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm done with y'all, man. Y'all gonna do some news?
We're gonna do some more news.
We got some news.
We got more news.
Kamal, did you have anything you wanted to get to? Did you?
We talked about. I didn't go to the sheet, but we had talked about yesterday Tupac's killing, but I think Ear Doctor sort of did a little bit, but I wanted to just do a little bit. I know it's not the place that we always like to go get news, but I read it a lot of times, and they have now a whole story about how a chain snatching and a Vegas beatdown led to Tupac's murder. And I know there's other theories. I think you guys have interviewed folks who put this in a larger frame, potentially, and not just some street shit, but government action or whatever that may have led to Tupac's murder. But, as folks know, a grand jury came back, was just like 25 years after Pac was killed, and has indicted someone. And then here, this particular story tries to break down the evening of what happened. So the aftermath of the prize fight, I call it a boxing match with Tyson, a black BMW carrying rapper Tupac pulled up to a light just off the Las Vegas Strip, thrilling the women in the car next to him as Pac, I'm going to call him Pac, hung out his passenger seat window. His friends in the Lexus behind him assumed that he was inviting the women to his record label's new night spot. The woman pulled away, and a white Cadillac took their place. A large, muscular arm emerged from its rear window and fired a barrage of shots from a Glock. And Pac was hit 4 times. As folks do remember, Suge Knight was driving the car. But it says that, what led to it, and I think there was videotape that came out later on, of course, that what supposedly led to Pac's, and this is the person who is now been arrested, and I think he supposedly was driving the car, but wasn't the actual shooter, and the actual shooter, I think, was related to him and died. But part of the information that supposedly led to this back and forth, and I think there's been a famous video that was released later on, was that there was this brawl in Las Vegas, I think before the fight or whatever, and folks were stomping this kid out, and they said part of that was part of some chain snatching incident. And as revenge of that stomp out, the folks got up in the car and went after Pac or whatever like that. So the story has been around, at least this version of it, like for decades. So that story is not new at all in terms of this official version, let's say, of what led to Tupac's assassination / killing. But the thing is that it took 25 years for an arrest to be made, and the question still remains as to why, right? If this was a simple, straightforward sort of revenge shooting, why did it take this long for the police to make this arrest? And they saying part of it is that this person started bragging about it. They claim he bragged about it early, but started bragging about it, even put it in books, and in interviews talked about the actual killing of Tupac or whatever, or his role in the killing of Tupac.
Yeah, I was just trying to pull up some of that video from that famous, that's all I could find real quick from Suge Knight. But you see in that same footage, you see later, there's actually some very good clean footage. There's been a bunch of documentaries. You see Pac come in and start kicking Orlando Anderson, I think was his name. The question is to what, I haven't paid this story any attention, in part because I've been hearing Keefe D's name for decades. It's been that sort of, like you said, the popular understanding was that he had something to do with it, and Orlando Anderson, I think, was the dude's name. They snatched his chain, or he snatches someone's chain, they beat him down, and then you see Pac kicking him, and then they say that's what later led to the killing. I almost to the point when I just did this search, one of the reasons I think I'm turned off, and I think there are a few from this whole story, is that the association I have with all the popularity is with this DJ Vlad character, and the culture vulture reporting and the beef instigating reporting that he's been benefiting from for a long time and made a whole thing off of. And I'm kind of glad he's in a little beef with Corey Holcomb right now, who's not some superhero either, but just I just like that. So I just haven't been paying attention, and then a lot of the conversation that I have heard, the extent that any of it has penetrated my consciousness, has been the same kind of that narrative, and it depoliticizes it, decontextualizes it. It doesn't. So I don't know. I've seen others ask why now. What led to this arrest now? Why are resources still being spent on this now? Why? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I always find one interesting things about Pac, going back to even the sort of the political within the personal stuff of, and I think I've mentioned this before too, like his manager, or at least one of his managers, prior to Suge Knight, was an MXGM, an Apple founder, and had, obviously because of the connections with Pac's mom and Mutulu, Afeni Shakur and Mutulu, that, so there was family connections to large, obviously they were all involved in political struggle. And so that was one of the reasons why someone who was very politicized, one of the reasons why he wound up managing or knowing Pac to manage him in the first place. One of the things that he would say is that at some point he left Pac because Pac got in too deep with the gangster lifestyle, at least he felt at that time, and wasn't pulling back, or wasn't just anymore the idea that Pac was in this world to help politicize folks and then to bring them out into some sort of level of consciousness and organizing and so forth. And who's to say, at Pac's age, that he wouldn't have shifted back to like, am I getting caught up in this, or do I need to, whatever. But at least at that time, that was the feeling amongst somebody who was close to him and obviously and managing him. And though they decided that like this cat is not like he's all the way in right now with Suge and the rest of it, and that made him pull back. And so it felt like Pac had reached some point where sort of like that lifestyle, that interest, right, for various reasons had, in terms of like, some of his other run-ins in the industry and everything else that maybe that he wanted to prove or be, pushed him in that way. And obviously this is after his shooting in New York, where he was attacked and shot, and almost lost his life then, which caused this other trajectory of even needing or feeling like the need of quote unquote security and someone who could provide that and have his back at a moment's notice and all that kind of stuff. I think even led him further into kind of being with and identifying with Suge and all that kind of stuff. So, again, standard story is that part of this, that immersion in lifestyle led to taking part in things like that, like this multi-million-dollar artist at this stage. If I'm not mistaken, Juilliard trained, like somebody, he went to a performing arts
Baltimore School of the Arts.
Baltimore,
I don't remember.
I might be, Baltimore School of Art, like, a trained artist, you know what I mean? Is involved in stomping out niggas in Las Vegas, Tyson fight, because that's the lifestyle he was leading at the time.
But again, when I think about, my own experience, and it's weird because I think like a year after he was at the School of the Arts, I was right down the street at Baltimore Friends in a less artistic but similarly white affluent space. And I could, and again, not compare myself to Pac, but having gone in my own trajectory, like I could see very easily how someone at that age could get dragged into all kinds of different things. If people were to think, well, what did Jared do when he left Friends? Without the fame, the talent, and all of that, I mean, it's not that different in the sense that I could easily see that I could have ended up in a similar thing and would have easily, hell yeah, I'm stomping on somebody. My boys hit him. I'm stomping them too. And again, God forbid if anybody's saying to me all the time, Jared, you're super talented. You're a hero. You're a legend. You're my favorite. And
you have this responsibility. You're supposed to be. You're 20-something years old, and you have this responsibility. Millions of people are hanging off your word. Yeah,
it could not have gone well. I could not have. But yeah. So that's I definitely could see that. Now, did you know, and real quick, before I forget, I want to say, everybody stick around, pay it, because after we finish this, I have a beef with the remixers that I want to get to. I have a beef with our remixer audience that we have to address. So stay tuned. I want to let that linger for a second. But you know Michael Tarif Warren, right?
Yeah.
I don't think he's still here, right?
I believe he is still.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm almost sure. Yeah, he actually moved to, at least a few years ago, he moved to Atlanta.
Oh, really?
Retirement. Yeah.
Okay. So I only crossed paths with him briefly 20 years ago, and only knew of him indirectly after that. This is a legendary lawyer, movement lawyer, done a lot of legal work actually, but also movement work, and the brownstone they had in Brooklyn. My God. So I don't know what drove them to leave that, but Atlanta must be nice, because that joint was, but he had an experience working with Pac too, and it was interesting that at the time he and I spoke, that is Warren, his view of Pac was much along the lines that he was going to become a Malcolm X. He was on his way. He seemed to think that whatever he was dealing with at the end of his life he would have either moved beyond that. It was just interesting that Warren thought of him going in that direction. And I've always carried.
A lot of us do. And I shouldn't say most of us, but a lot of us do. Like you're not the same person at 25 or 20 in terms of like what you would do and what you did. And then he had this fountain of information of where he came from, what he was already obviously a politicized person. So Pac at 25 compared to Pac at 35, I don't know if it meant he was going to be like a Malcolm or whatever, but Pac at 35 or Pac at 40 obviously would have been a different human being, or different interests, or different things that he was doing, would have took hold. Now, whether or not, again, that's enough for the state to recognize that this person needs to be eliminated because of their potential, or because of things that, again, some of us, like people like me, may not have known that they were involved in. It's not like I never met Pac. I didn't know, like other people I know, like knew him because of the closeness to Malcolm X grassroots movement. But maybe he was throwing some dollars on different things, and obviously the government knows most of what we're doing when that kind of activity is happening, and so there could be other reasons and stuff like that. But at least at that time, at 25, I think in that way, Michael Warren is right. Who knows, right? Whatever foolishness or whatever we were engaged in, or things that cause us to act out at 25 or 30. 35, 40 could have been something different. You know what I mean? Some change, some person, some people, some influence, some new book, some events. Who knows? What strikes you is like, oh, now is the time for me to get heavily involved in ABC or whatever like that. So,
yeah. So, well, we'll keep an eye on the story and see what they say next. So,
it should be.
No. Ear Doctor's coming up, and then after that,
afterwards, okay.
we're gonna get into the beef. So there you go.
I'm here for the beef.
I know. I see people in the chat are too. They are anxious.
Everybody's always.
I'm ready. Everybody here is for the smoke.
Hey, real quick, I want to give a shout out to all the people that laced us today. Big up to Parker sending in $2. Jared,
that's right.
Take credit for the goal.
Trying. I'm taking it.
Yeah. Q.
Quaker Anarchist.
Yeah, there you go. Love your segments, Ear Doctor. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Quaker Anarchist.
Ray Johnston, $5. Johnson. Donations because Ear Doctor made freaking Brussels sprouts look appetizing. It made me laugh imitating Dr. Ball.
Made me laugh too. It was well done. I gotta take that one.
ZZ Lion, why now? 50 years of needs a hero in a face. That's my take. B.I.G. is number one. I rock with
it. Indeed, son. B.I.G.
That's a fact. No, again, as rapper, as music alone, there is no competition.
Exactly.
Impact politically, symbolically, I give it to Pac. I give him all day. But come on now.
Yeah.
Come on.
Bars. Come on.
Bars, beats. Impact culturally in terms of the music. Stop it. Stop
Biggie
it.
all day.
All right.
That's right.
Finally, Kamau was right on something.
Is he from Brooklyn? What do you expect?
Well, I'm just saying. the Brooklyn broken clock. Right, twice.
Does that mean you got to
twice
give P. Diddy a little credit though? Did P. Diddy just rip that all
You
out?
gotta
No.
give Diddy credit.
I will not. No.
I knew he was going to say
In
no.
spite of Diddy. That's what adds to that would be what I would add to my argument in defense of Biggie. He overcame
Man, listen, Diddy, Heavy D, Jodeci, Mary J. Blige. Need I go on how many people did he put on? Come on.
Wait a minute. His roster of come on now.
People he put out?
Black Rob. Locks,
wait, you go to
Mace.
Okay. Yeah.
112.
Thank you.
The man that's in jail.
Thank you.
I can't. I mean, you asked me to go off the top of my head.
I'm saying,
but are you complimenting him by saying he had?
I'm saying his list of destroyed bodies and careers is way longer. I'm saying Ear Doctor's trying to give his positive list, and I'm saying no. You got to get the whole list. Danity Kane. Making a band.
Okay.
The sister that was in my class at University of Maryland that they said was too dark and chubby to be in the band. Yeah, they told her that. Stop it.
I hate
Stop
that you
it.
love me. Come on, man.
Dirty
money. Stop playing, man. Y'all bugging. Anyway, let's get to something other than hip hop, like I was asked yesterday by Brother Bilal, and let's talk about some other artists and other type of genres of music right here on the Remix Morning Show. Let's go. Oh, man, that sounds good right there. Y'all know nothing about that? Well, let me tell you. First of all, I need y'all to hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button so you can know about the shows coming through right here. All right. Also with that, go to patreon.com. We got some new material coming over there. All right. Boom. So who am I talking about today? Who gets this artist spotlight, the great music like this? Let's talk about Ramsey Lewis. That's right. Ramsey Lewis. He was a jazz pianist, a composer, and a radio personality. He got over 80 albums, 5 gold records, 3 Grammys. His album, The In Crowd, man, it got a Grammy in 1965 for Best Jazz Performance. This album right here was crazy. It had The In Crowd, Wade in the Water, and don't forget about Sun Goddess. And in 2009, he hosted the Ramsey Lewis Morning Show on Chicago radio. Also, some other accolades he also got is he founded the Ramsey Lewis Foundation, established a mentor program, and he's on the board of trustees for the Merit School of Music in the Chicago High School of Arts. So this brother's like, listen, we're going to get this music out, and we're going to teach it the right way. He came out, he was born in 1935, known to Ramsey Emmanuel Lewis. So that's Ramsey's son right there. And he came out with his group called the Ramsey Lewis Trio. Now, like I said, he did over 80 albums. He has a bunch of smooth jazz. He went through time. So he did with electric piano. He dealt with acoustic guitars. He dealt with all types of stuff. He's been doing shows with people like Lonnie Smith. In case y'all don't know, you got to know about Lonnie Smith. All types of different people. So with that said, I want y'all to go and study some of his music. Like I said, he got 80 albums, so you need to really go check this out. He died in his sleep in Chicago at the age of 87, and he had a good life. So in case y'all don't know, that is Ramsey Lewis. Y'all know to go and get y'all research on. With that said, let's go ahead and get back to the Remix Morning Crew. All right, that's how we do it.
Doc, real quick, put that picture back up real quick.
Ramsey Lewis? All right.
No, not him.
Who?
Me, the picture of us, the remix picture.
Okay.
Look at that face I'm giving, son. Really good looking. Look at that. I just noticed that today. I was like, look at this face I'm giving. Oh my God.
You look like a young Kamal right there, man.
That's only a few years ago. I don't know what the fuck happened. That's only a few years ago.
You see your butt chin and everything.
You know what I'm saying? Look at that. Ooh,
butt chin.
All right,
oh my God, that is hilarious. By the way, shout out to the Spider-Man for reminding me. Shine. How could I forget Shine?
who is now a political guy.
Are you really going to hit us with the white man America story? We enslaved you to improve you.
And
he sent you to prison,
now, right? Sean is Jewish.
He's a Jew too.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm not mistaken.
Welcome, brother.
He's one of the
Welcome to
original
crew.
He's one of the original ones. You know what I'm saying?
Welcome to the Jew crew.
Who was the remember P. Diddy with the shooting when he was at J-Lo and then the bodyguard had to take the charge for him or some shit like that?
That's the Shine incident.
That's the Shine incident, right?
Shine ends up getting, because Shine was stood up for his boy and Puffy was like, yeah, you gonna stand all the way up.
Exactly.
And then J-Lo was like, nah, I'm trying to be famous. I'm out.
She was like, I never went back.
She ran to Mark Anthony. She ran straight back. She was like, all this blackness. Let me go find me my little Puerto Rican.
I don't think she ever dated a black dude again.
Nah, she was like, she went and found the tiniest Puerto Rican she could find. It was like, I'm out of here, boy. Enough of that.
She went back to old boyfriend. She went to Ben Affleck. She was like, I'm going.
He's like, this white guy.
And she got to she went whiter and whiter.
I don't got it.
She stopped off in Puerto Rico and landed in Boston.
Went back to Europe. She says it's safer over there.
Get me out of this girl. And she from the Bronx too? Oh yeah, she's had enough.
She's Jenny from the block. Remember, she got her N-word off too. And I was against that. CD out. No, I'm just playing. But I was at the time. I was like, she shouldn't be saying the N-word trying to get her little.
That go to the whole Fat Joe thing too. I mean,
Fat Joe too, but
Fat Joe, come on, you growing up? No, that's a regular word.
Fat Joe he doesn't identify as black at all, right?
He does, but when you hear him break down, no, you got to listen to him break it down in his little hip hop Instagram lives. He has a whole explanation for. I know I'm Puerto Rican, but I'm in the hood and I'm with the black people and these are my people. And he talked about, Big Pun with the little twist of black and I'm proud and all of that line and all. So that was my point. Now, I don't think that anybody should be saying it, but I'm not going to be up there in the Bronx talking to Puerto Ricans and black folks in Brooklyn on the corner. I'm not going to be like, y'all shouldn't be saying the N-word.
He don't say it with the R. It's different when it's said with the R. It's not the same when it's said with the R.
I think he's on the block, just like my nigga kind of shit.
Yeah. I'm saying I don't like that either, is what I'm saying. I'm also just saying in either case, A's or ERs, I'm not intervening. That was my only point. It's not going to be me. Some people claim that they will step into any space and stop anybody at any point from saying that at any time, and I do not believe it. It's not going to be me. Some people are like, you can't say it nowhere around me, no matter what time of day and where I'm at. And I'm like, okay.
Make sure y'all tune in to Earn Your Liberation tomorrow. I'm sure it's going to be a good one.
Best show ever. Best show. And I'm coming around on the name. I'm getting used to it. Best show ever, though.
Oh my!
Best show ever.
That was a good fight.
No, it's not sneak dissing. I'm joking, Diallo. This is straight. Everything. There's no sneak nothing. We don't agree on this one. That's my man. We okay.
Right, so what's the chat? What's the chat? Who's in trouble?
So the beef. Oh, you talking about the beef?
Yeah, the chat.
Oh, so the beef with the chat. I'm gonna show you the beef with the chat. I got the numbers. I got the data. This is the beef with the chat. Here's my beef with the chat. Tuesday, 2 days ago, we come on here and celebrate Jackie's birthday. 2.6 thousand views. Later that day, we come back and check out Confronting Contradictions with Coco, 1,500 views. In between all of that is your boy, 983 views. So in other words, it is no more clear than that. The remix audience has said, JB.
They left and came back.
They needed a break. It's 2 hours show.
Run errands.
You're the only dude that can sit here for 3 to 4 hours in that seat and go hard like that.
Who would even know to do the comparison for Jared? Who would know?
Me, son.
Officer.
Petty, son.
My nigga, he saw the video. What the fuck happened here?
I looked at the most recent list. I said, what? I know there's always going to be a post-remix drop-off. I get it. It's rough to follow this joint. But then everybody filed right back up in for Coco. I was like, that is a diss if I've ever seen a diss.
They needed to see a new face on the
book
screen
already, son. Everybody got the book.
Yeah,
no reason for the live audio and shit. They got the book.
Right? We love you, Jared.
Yeah, I'm saying he got the book.
I'm just putting it out. You damn right I am sensitive. Who said I'm sensitive? You damn right I'm sensitive. I'm an artist.
Now I'm
sensitive about my shit. Damn right.
right.
Giovanni, Bartol. Sensitive.
Boy, you know that's the thing about nowadays, how people can do comments and we can read them in the chat room. Back in the day, you had to actually pick up a phone and call people on the radio and say how you disliked them or didn't like what they said. But now it's right there.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
Big up to all y'all. So brave.
And I love it.
I want everything, Big Teal. I want everything.
Y'all keep going. Y'all keep going. And I like they're not dissuaded. It's not like they hear somebody get mad.
Oh, they don't care.
Yeah, it's even more.
They double down.
Yeah,
they're like, I'm definitely not watching this shit next week. Watch how much I don't watch next week.
They be watching.
No, now they're gonna they're gonna make the numbers go even lower next time. I saw that. I said, goobly goop. I said, where's my Grady at? The numbers don't lie.
Between, son. They had to take
I know.
I don't get big numbers on my music show, so you know.
Definitely
but
earning
yet
his
you got
CPO
some that's
word.
got like it's so the disparity. You got some shows
7,000.
And I noticed you do them in order now, like the most watched.
You know,
because you got like some of the shows got.
I
like
do. No, we're talking about mine.
No, it's about Ear Doctor.
We're talking about me right now, Jared.
Oh, my bad. I thought I could.
Give me a little segment here.
Y'all see Ear Doctor is flaming me up today, boy.
He's like, no, not you no more. Ear Doctor puts his shows in the list of like most viewed or whatever. So you don't see when you go to the screen. But you do got these shows that's got like 7,000 or 8,000.
Yeah.
And you got another one with 3,000 or like I don't even know why you got that 7,000. Like all you did was play music. You know, they got one show that was like 7,000 fucking views. Like so, if I was you, I would not be mad at people. You know.
Listen, I would say that 7,000 one is for the slow and sexy joint. So you know, people throw that on when they trying to make get.
Maybe you make a lot of babies. You help make a lot.
Making their future generations.
You know, that's what we do here.
At this point, Ear Doctor generation.
Off of being on this show. Come on now. Didn't you got more DJ gigs? Anything?
Not
like that?
at all. Nobody. No, not one.
You said you're going to Mexico.
Yeah, that ain't from here.
That's because somebody saw you on the remix.
Not at all, bro. Not at all.
Your whole reputation that was based on your identity here, son.
So all these people that hire you, they have no idea you even work here?
No.
You lying.
Not at all.
You lying. The way you did Diallo, I don't believe you. You're lying. You're lying right now. I do not believe you. All right, you can say what you want, but you're lying.
A lot of people are scared of the word black. So, I'll be like, yo, you want to check out a mix? Here you go. Go check out.
I do remember thinking when we put this together, I do remember thinking Black Power Media.
Y'all wanted to go with it.
I don't remember.
That was my contribution.
So many things I would have changed, but I got outvoted. So,
Look, we still can. We have oh wow. Do you know what I just found out? Speaking of brands and names, do you know I did not know until literally last night that Johnson & Johnson owns Pfizer? And the only reason I learned that is because apparently Aaron Rodgers keeps making fun of another football player for getting the vaccine and keeps calling him Mr. Pfizer to make fun of him in all these interviews. But it was pointed out that Aaron Rodgers might need to check himself, especially now. Not only has he made a career in the NFL, which is one of its number one advertisers is the pharmaceutical industry, but that he literally now works for the owner of the Jets is a Johnson & Johnson family member. and is an owner of Pfizer. So you are literally Mr. Pfizer while you over here talking trash about your whatever with your one Super Bowl. It's supposed to be a GOAT quarterback with your one Super Bowl, but whatever. But other people have gone through name changes. They've gone through brand changes to survive or to grow, or to my former football team, for instance, just sold for $6 billion despite a name change. Off of initial, I think it was bought for less than $1 billion. So, after decades of losing and sexual abuse and violence and hostility and racism, you made a $5 billion profit.
So you want me out the NFL? I'll be out the NFL.
Here's the catch-22 about it, though. If we blow up, will people still respect us?
If you change the name, you mean?
If we blow up on that bigger level, will people still be like, they're gonna be like, oh, they got compromised or something like that? Can that happen? Like the question of, can you be revolutionary and rich?
Can you? It's a contradiction. It's a contradiction. It's a contradiction.
So can Black Power Media actually blow up doing and saying the things we say?
You mean making money? Money-wise blow up, or
yeah.
I mean, it can, but then the question becomes, does the material change? Because now we got something to protect. And the only way really to blow up money-wise, as far as I can see, would be advertisement. And we're not getting, so that would be like a walk down the lane of like, well, maybe instead of Black Power Media, it's called Black Progressive Media. It's like, oh, we like that. Can we get that $3 million contract signed?
Hey,
that's the kind of shit that that's the kind of.
We could still be BPM with that, Black Progressive Media.
No, I was just joking.
No.
You can't do
or you just only say BPM and
only say BPM.
Coming up with other ways to
not say
other acronyms. Beats per minute. Yeah,
I did have to take off. I was going to some office and I had on my Black Power Media shirt, the first one I ever got that I wear because it was cool. It's a cool one. But I was like, oh, I can't go in this shirt. This is the one. I need good service today. I need good service.
Certain places.
I can't have you fucking my service up.
You right, yo.
There's one of the few times where I had to do. I was like, "Whoa, wait a minute now. I need some good. I don't know who this white man gonna be." I was like, "I'm not. I can't go through all that right now."
And I can imagine all the gear Jared got going to different spaces and places.
The only,
have you ever thought about? Do you ever done that?
The only time I think I do now, the only time I think about any of this, that's the beauty of being in the margins. It just doesn't matter what you do. But the only time I've ever honestly thought about it is when I do school or soccer related stuff. In part because I don't want what I have experienced, what I expect is always going to happen. So I admit I make certain. So in other words, I don't want to invite anybody to ask me about the shirt. I don't want to be in the stands, and I don't want white people. I don't want black conservatives. I don't want the black bourgeoisie. I don't want folks like that asking me about the shirt. I don't want to invite them. I don't talk at all. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I'm very antisocial. I'm like, hello, how you doing? Because I just know one more level in, I'm coming out the political closet. They're coming out the political closet, and it's going to be hostility, and it's going to be. So as long as they don't, it's the same thing I was saying about Larry David. If you don't come to, if you are on the sideline in your polo shirt or whatever, with your Adidas shirt, fine. You start rocking your Trumps and your Make America Greats, or even your Joe Bidens and your Clinton, Biden, Obama, Hope shirts. If you start doing that, then I'm gonna be then it's on. But if we all agree that we're just doing sports gear and work gear and we're not talking, I even when I'm not listening there, I got my headphones on, I'm just conveying. We're not. I sit over here.
For me, it's all about the mood. I think sometimes because I think I was at my daughter's in a play and they did this whole thing around, and it's like 40 parents and 50 kids. One, I don't know what makes them think they need to go to each individual person to have them introduce themselves. Because I was trying to rush to get the fuck out of there. I was like, why are we spending? I'm here to drop her off, and I'm gonna come pick her up. Why do I have to sit through this whole orientation? And they made it 90 minutes of the orientation, and 50 minutes of it is making everybody introduce themselves. And you can't just, and they didn't let you just stand up and say AB, and sit down.
You had your shirt on.
Somebody's got, I know, I didn't even have the shirt on.
Oh,
shit. The thing is that they asked a follow-up question of like, because people went before me. Somebody said they work for a nonprofit. They said, "Oh, what's the nonprofit? What does it do?" Oh. So it's like all that kind of stuff. And so when you then it's kind of like, well, you're asking, and I'm not sitting there. Now it's more like I was like, so I do community organizing, and around town we do a lot of work on Stop Cop City. So Stop Cop City, that kind of shit. My daughter playfully, she wasn't really mad. She's like, "Oh my God, everybody's gonna hate me now." It's like, yeah, they'd be all right. So sometimes it's almost like I got the shirt, the Ronald Reagan sold crack shirt. I'll wear that just because it's like, fuck y'all today. But then there'll be other times when you're just like in that mood. You're like, I'm not in the mood. Let me just.
Or if I'm in a really bad mood, I don't want anything because then it's gonna go bad. And all I keep thinking is I don't want to ruin my child's experience. I don't want that memory created for them where their father's in the stands.
See, and it's easy here, like to wear these type of shirts in Atlanta, because especially a Black Power Media shirt. There's so many Black people up in the DMV area. But if you're in like Idaho and you rocking a Black Power Media shirt, it's a different thing. But Black Power Media is the name. We should stick with it and continue to grow organically. How we doing?
I'd be interested in taking a poll. I would just be curious. Okay. I'd be curious if there was if what audience members thought and if they thought a brand name change would be any a value or of See, you said the DMV, and this is one of the reasons why I brought up the bourgeoisie, because sometimes I get invited into bourgeois discussions that are almost as unappealing as the ones with the regular white folks.
Mm-hmm, true.
And well, what do you mean by power? And then we start getting into the whole thing, and I'm like, oh man, I'm
Don't
just
you
like,
love it? I always love it when they ask that one. It's like, what do you mean? But it's like, what the fuck you think I mean? You got
Again,
power?
it depends on the mood.
Got power?
Right.
Yeah.
So that's your whole conversation for the night. It's just going on that.
Because it's either one or two. It's either, like, for me, it's either the sympathetic, like, I got time on my hands. We can have this discussion. Or it's the kind of like,
got time today.
Oh, you're being. If I send someone as ignorant, then I'm ignorant as in classically ignorant. They don't know. I can be more inclined to have a quick or a simple. Let me just talk this through with you. If I'm getting the feeling like you're trying to be, then it's like power to decide my destiny. Like America has power that it doesn't deserve to have. Then we get into that kind of like the
the power that I could whoop your ass with no penalty. That's the power I want, with no possibility of penalty. That's what I.
So I remember one time. Let me jump in. I remember one time I was with Ashanti Austin, former Black Panther Party member, BLA member, blah blah blah.
Watch his interviews on our platform.
In the Village, just like 25 years ago, he had on a Free Palestine shirt. The amount of double takes 25 years ago, some Jewish dude walked up to him. You mean like, and Ashanti was cool, but could have broke him in half and like literally in all of a second or whatever like that. But I mean, it was like that kind of like, and I was, as a relatively speaking young organizer, in 25 years ago, I knew shit, but it was like, my man, even then, 25 years ago, it was like big deal to publicly express some support for Palestinians, as opposed to even in a private meeting or whatever like that. So I was like, you just shook people with that. You know what I mean? So
you got to be a superhero to put on the Black Power Media garbs. You got to realize once you put this on that people are going to say certain things to you, and you got to be able to defend it. You know what I mean? So even when I wore I had a Dominican jumpsuit, well, not a whole jumpsuit, but a jacket. And it was like, this one Dominican dude came and was like, "You from Dominican Republic?" I was like, "Nah." He was like, "Well, what you doing wearing that?" I was like, "Cause I like it, nigga." You know what I'm saying? And it was just like, I can't
you said
wear
it like that.
Yeah.
You said it like that.
Yeah. This is
I've had people walk. I remember I had on a shirt that had a Jamaican flag on it, and somebody walked up. And I also in the subway. I remember when younger, I had a Black Panther button on, and some cat I got to know him later. He was politicized, but he walked halfway across the train and it was kind of like, who gave you that? It was like, what do you mean who gave you? It was that because like, what, like who are you? It's like you the enforcer of the pin, of the button. I can't wear the button in public. You know, I was like, I do political organizing. I work with former Panthers or whatever like that. One of them gave me the button. He's like, oh, it's like fuck. It don't gotta be no oh. Who are you to walk across the train and try to enforce apparel decorum on me about what I can wear or whatever like that?
That shit is crazy.
You know what I mean?
You policing niggas because
I'm saying?
Got me saying niggas now.
I know. I feel like now it's so, bro. I try not to a lot on the platform. I don't do a lot of other videos like either, but now, yeah, it's all broken down for today until I have to reconstitute.
I don't know that. I don't know that if we're not.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure I'm down with that one, but
yeah, I don't know that if we're not called Black Power, we're down for white power. I don't think it works quite that like that. But it's good to have Kalaji's input.
One vote. One vote.
But I don't know that that's what that BPM is stuck already. Possibly it was just, I don't know that we were I don't know how seriously we were entertaining anything. It was just a point that came up, but I would be interested to know what the remixing community thought. Y'all trolling me with the N-word now. But if I would be curious, just out of curiosity, what folks think about that.
That would be good. Do a quick poll. Let us know what y'all thoughts. Run with it or don't.
We did a poll yesterday because Saturday, we haven't put it up yet, but Saturdays with Renee is coming back this Saturday, and we put up a poll asking people what they thought of the. In fact, I got to go. I should look it up now because we were calling it Saturdays with Renee, and then I wanted, of course, to shout out De La Soul and come up with this. A thumbnail that commemorated De La Soul, the classic Saturdays, etc. But I admitted that there was some potential. I was saying, we don't all know each other that well, and I said, so I put up this poll saying, if this was the thumbnail, is this inappropriate given that both of us have spouses? Mm-hmm. And because this is the original Saturday's thumbnail from the De La Soul joint, right? Because I had put it anyway. I put the original up there too, but you can see that they're holding hands, and so I was like, she's got a husband, I got a wife. So I said, I know how people can get online. So I put the poll up. 76% said we're good because as platonic comrades, they find it acceptable. I did get, as I shared here, I got spousal approval. So my wife was like, honestly, she was like, I don't even care. She was like,
I don't watch that shit. Go ahead.
She was like, what are you doing? She was like, is it going to get me arrested? Are we going to lose the house?
You're going to lose the house, exactly.
Did you
lose your
go
job
ahead.
yet?
She was like, right. She was like, go ahead. He was like, go ahead.
But ain't that a Eurocentric view of holding hands being like having to be romantic? You go to Africa, you got kids and people holding hands all day. It's
even in Europe, you got certain cultures where two dudes hold hands. Like in Africa, people
they do
touch each other without a problem.
It was my own
in Southwest Atlanta. After you fed me breakfast and we walked down the street holding hands, it was like, I don't know what's wrong with that. People saw that as some romantic thing.
After you spent the night together and he made you breakfast, you went holding hands. That was the problem, right?
Saying goodbye. What?
I mean, only problem I've seen with that is you need to put some shoes on instead of
the sandals.
So that's what I'm saying. So I'm saying, I guess I think I am a little more socially conservative in my older age. I was a little bit. I know what people say when they see stuff online. I was just, I don't know Renee in person. I don't know her husband. She does not met my wife. So I just wanted to make sure. I just wanted to ask.
And she's cool with it.
I think she's a little hesitant. I think she wanted to see the result of the poll. She wanted to check with her husband. I think she was a little bit. She understood where I was coming from.
Okay. So we'll see. Both were in that camp. You both were
a little bit. I think she was a little bit in the same camp. It just makes sure everybody's just to make sure. That's all. So that was it.
That makes sense, though. I get it. I get that.
So I got to meet Renee in person when I went to New York a few months ago, whatever.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. And I expect to see and meet her in person soon too. So up in Jersey. So But anyway, so we'll see. The poll said we're cool. My wife said we're cool.
So you just got to wait on Renee's husband to say.
So we just got to get Renee's spousal confirmation, and then because I do like
a regular Saturday show.
That's sort of the goal. That's what I'm trying to make it. I'm trying to.
And she's not going to be in a car.
She's not going to be in a car.
Yeah.
That's why we see what somebody says. See, if you have to ask. See, that's why. See what I'm saying? But it would be dope. Saturdays with Renee. Saturday is shout out to De La Soul. Rest in peace, Dave. Oh wow, ear doctor. That was
No, I'm over here reading.
Boss. It wasn't your favorite song. It wasn't your favorite De La Soul.
No, I was over here reading comments. My bad. I was zoning out. It's just
looking at all the niceness in the chat.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Love you, man.
I mean, to say something like this, that's disrespectful.
Toes out with another no, ma'am.
Yeah.
What's toes out with another? What's BIH mean?
Bitch.
In hand?
Oh.
Yeah, that's that. Come on.
That's what that means?
Yeah, you played yourself, son. You really played yourself. But
I'm not the beat.
That's how people are behind the computer screen. They play themselves sometimes. They talk
what
bad.
if we were see? Because I'm thinking, even with the toes, maybe it's in a hot climate and it's two comrades holding hands as they're helping each other up a ledge with rifles in the other hand.
Yeah, now you can wipe two. Yeah.
All right. Well, whatever. Okay.
Yeah, it's fine away. I mean, as long as you get the spousal approval.
Yeah, we halfway there. We'll see. Yeah, so
there is no topic, Big Till. We are just talking and we are just chopping it up. We're all over the place. This is the Remix Morning Show, y'all. We do what we want.
We mentioned Larry David earlier. This is a show about nothing.
Exactly. Y'all ain't get that.
And you have choices to make. You could do like what you did when Jared had his show about his book. You could leave and come back when you find something else you like more. You know, you don't got to
so clear. The numbers don't lie. They were like, book talk. I'm out.
It's going to hit a G though.
That's it.
Oh,
it might limp across the finish line at some point. But I was like, he dragging his bloody corpse across the finish line.
Like how much? How he gonna do every chapter?
Every chapter.
Why am I reading this book again?
No, Big Joe, I'm not telling you to leave. I said you have those options, though. You have those options. Just saying. That's all. I don't want you to leave. I want no one to leave.
Nah, please.
I'm not even huge on banning people. Every now and then, some people, of course. But you know,
calling them motherfuckers.
Who is the Black Stalin expert? Who I just saw somebody's reading that Stalin book. I'm reading it too. Who other than Eugene Puryear, of course. Who I need some help.
Is it a reconfiguration of a sort of a more positive view or more even-handed view of Stalin?
It's definitely more even-handed view. And it's this translation from this Italian communist who apparently wrote a lot of good work, and this was recently translated into English. And I've been wanting to read more about Stalin for a long time anyway, because I just, in general, I don't know enough, but I know the way they talk about him is like Hitler, Stalin.
Yeah.
I'm always like, come on, but so this book is in part trying to just address in a more, again, it's not praising him, but it's like, look, man, you're trying to turn him into some. Come on now.
I want to know more about the feud with him and Trotsky. You know what I mean? Because basically,
I know, yeah.
If that's in there, I'm getting that one.
Oh, it's got to be. I'm sure. Yeah. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what the book is going to say about that, but it's got to deal with it at some point. Although there is no index. Now that I'm noticing, there's no index. Ooh.
How do people write books like that these days? They don't do indexes no more. It's like a past thing. It's like it's even
really.
A lot of times, like even historical texts, it's like you go in the back and you don't get to see. It's like I need an index.
No, I need an index.
Yeah.
Index is just the resources where they get.
No, that's a bibliography. The index is sort of is the list of terms that the name.
I know what page to flip to.
Yeah.
I need an index on the Remix Morning Show when y'all be saying shit. I'm still trying to find out what.
No, you need a bibliography. You want a bibliography.
Yeah.
A bibliography? That's what it is?
Yeah.
The thesaurus fucking with y'all.
I mean, you need that too, but yeah.
Oligarchy? That shit blew my mind the first time I heard that. I never heard that.
It's an educational experience.
It is. That's a political education. That's why I tell people.
Do you feel like you've gotten more left in terms of your years, in terms of actively working in this environment? Have you gotten more left with your politics?
Left.
More politicized, more radicalized.
Yeah, I do understand. Like all the time, big up to Kalanji out there. He would always say everything's political, and I started to understand that even when we was talking about art. Certain times you can be in a nice, safe place where you can do abstract art because you're not thinking about the ghetto around you. But if you're in the ghetto, then you're gonna write about and probably paint stuff that you see. So that's the difference. Like, because you're in this area, you do certain things. You're in this area, you do certain things. So, yeah, I get that. Look at that. Learning. Look at me.
Look, you owe us a mix, and I know you're trying to cut down on the time. So I want to get us out of here. I'm going to say this. I will invite everybody to come back at 11 o'clock as we get into the politics of Pele. But I know how people do around here. So maybe y'all will come back when Coco shows back up. But... thanks.
They like Coco Face.
They do. What's not to like? And the content and the analysis. Coco is dope. It's not about Coco not being dope. I just felt the pain. I was like, that's just,
I felt the pain.
That's
just needed a switch up. I mean, you want
it's
what,
just
3
so
shows?
Blatant. It's just lined up. Yes, no.
He looked at it. He looked at it.
It's just all in my face like that. It's like, damn, I can't help but see it.
On the Remix Morning Show, Earn Your Liberation. You do at least 5-6 shows a week.
And he's got the biggest. Earn Your Liberation is by far the biggest show. It's like
on Black Power.
After one good argument, y'all got like 5,000 people checking in, to 4,000 people. You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn.
Yeah, good argument. So keep that up.
So I got guests at 11, so it's not just me. So maybe that'll allow people to come back.
Okay. All right. I guess I get into a little mix right here.
You owe us. You do owe. Let's go. Thanks to the remixers.
Yeah. I look like Nas and Genuine. I owe you.
Pay us what you owe us.
Okay, cool. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to do a little mix, and we're going to come back next week, Tuesday, 8 a.m. with some more for y'all right here on the Remix Morning Show. And tune in to Earn Your Liberation in the morning and all the other dope shows coming on this weekend. Peace. Once again, we showing love right here on Black Power Media. Make sure y'all hit that like button and subscribe if y'all here rocking out right here, right now. Let's go. So love, y'all. And we out here once again. Black Power Media Remix Morning Show.